One kind of digital dollar that is issued by the government is a CBC. The U.S. government would completely support and trust it, and the Federal Reserve would issue, back, and control it. This might be an alternative to the current methods of payment. It would let more people gain access to money, enable cross-border transactions, and settle payments instantly, among other advantages. More than 130 nations have begun exploring the possibility of creating their own government-backed digital currencies. Pilot projects are already underway in Saudi Arabia, India, China, and Russia. A digital euro trial might start as early as 2028. In the interim, even if the workings of digital currency are becoming increasingly evident, the U.S. is still far behind. The U.S. Congress is the rightful owner of such terms. Without a doubt, the U.S. Congress has stated unequivocally that XRP is acceptable in the U.S. This isn't limited to financial institutions and banks. Both domestic and international transactions are possible using XRP. The U.S. Federal Reserve is a prime example of this. Why is this important? The U.S. Congress is aware of the global shift. Nations China, India, Brazil, and other nations are collaborating with Ripple to establish central bank-backed digital currencies of their own. The United States does not wish to lag behind in this transition. And do you know which business they are collaborating with? Indeed, Ripple. Welcome back to Help Coin, your one-stop shop for everything XRP, a digital currency that can be used by all of the BRICS nations. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has been developed by the group. The United States intends to follow suit. Allow me to play a video that demonstrates how, back in 2015, Ripple and the U.S. Federal Reserve discussed CBDCs. The work that Ripple and the U.S. have done jointly behind the scenes is all the more significant because of this historical context. The fact that Ripple and the SEC collaborated was a clear indication that Ripple would prevail in the SEC lawsuit, notwithstanding their public arguments. Remember in 2015 when Ripple informed the Fed about the Fed aid payment method? Although there are clues, the Federal Reserve did not directly credit Ripple when they introduced the system. The Federal Reserve discussed a potential collaboration with a blockchain business that can process payments quickly and easily, taking only 3 to 5 seconds. Gary Gensler has frequently raised the prospect of the U.S. Federal Reserve utilizing Ripple. Gensler claimed that he believed the Federal Reserve would include XRP and Ripple into their payment system so that it could be utilized for both domestic and international transactions even before he was elected president. During the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple, let's now discuss current affairs. Using the Ripplet system, Riverbank, a well-known Ripple payment partner, has joined the FedNet payment system as an actual participant. Let's dissect this. This is not merely a bank. It facilitates money transfers via Ripplet's current and XRapid systems. Both of these services employ XRP and its ledger to provide on-demand liquidity. It's obvious that XRapid, Xcurrent, and Riplet, all of which are based on a XRP, will be involved now that Riverbank has joined FedNet. To put it another way, XRP can be used by the FedNet payment system to satisfy its cross-border funding requirements. Thus, when XRP's utility and variety of applications increase, you might anticipate an increase in its worth. This is wonderful news for your investment if you own XRP and are keeping an eye on it. The inclusion of XRP in standard financial systems is not merely an indication of the coin's potential utility. It demonstrates how the global corporate landscape is evolving. As conventional banks become aware of the speed, effectiveness, and affordability of blockchain technology like Ripple's, a paradigm shift is taking place. Furthermore, Gary Gensler's backing and the subsequent steps made by banks such as Riverbank are only the beginning. As more companies worldwide begin to comprehend and utilize, the entire company will be impacted due to the strength of XRP and related technologies. I have some wonderful news for my readers before we continue. For XRP, I have an offer. To participate, simply complete these 3 simple steps. Give this video a thumbs up, enable alerts, click the subscribe button, and share it with your loved ones. I'll see to it that these procedures are followed when we select our fortunate winner. Have a pleasant day, everyone. We will inform you. As the victor, when our membership hit 8,000, let's return to the topic at hand, which is the value of XRP and its growing significance. We've discussed how the majority of Americans want to utilize it and how the U.S. Federal Reserve is interested in it. However, others outside of the U.S. are now realizing the potential utility of XRP. Some governments are investigating its potential, including the EU with its digital euro project and the BRICS countries. Our films on both subjects go into greater detail regarding the role of XRP in the BRICS countries CBDC and Europe's digital euro project. To reiterate our core argument, the U.S. wants to use XRP to improve the efficiency of cross-border trades in addition to considering it as a potential CBDC, as we covered in another video. This holds true for all domestic and international banking transactions, not only those involving CBDCs. Let's examine the implications of this for XRP's future worth. As more people utilize XRP, particularly large financial institutions like the U.S. Federal Reserve, its value will fluctuate. Ultimately, a coin's value is mostly determined by how helpful it is. When XRP or any digital money is utilized in significant financial transactions, it's not just the immediate advantages it offers to transactions, but also the confidence and trust it gradually fosters. The corporate landscape of the world is rapidly evolving. As digital transactions become the norm and people seek speedy, low-cost cross-border payments, cryptocurrencies, especially those that have been used previously like XRP, are becoming more and more significant. XRP may truly take off and establish itself as a separate entity if major nations and financial organizations support it. This is a critical moment for both fans and corporations. The XRP's trajectory indicates a promising future based on its existing connections and support. However, as with any investment, it's critical to be informed, monitor changes, and base decisions on extensive research. Could we expect XRP to hit 10,000? This question has been receiving a lot of attention in the crypto community. Soon we'll tackle it. Multinational corporations, particularly those based in North America, are showing an increasing amount of interest in the XRP ledger. As the cryptocurrency industry expands, digital currencies are now utilized in over 130 countries. XRP is frequently mentioned as a leading crypto